Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to the Slowest WAAAGH, where we are playing Tzeentch. It's turn 3! So still not a lot going on, but that's okay. We actually have our first expansion battle this time, so let's take a look. So, we have a little horde of marauders and some marauder hunters. We have Atavi archers in front. Hopefully take some of these cavalry charges, but realistically, I did not put them far enough in front. And they're probably just going to move forward and shoot. And then we're going to get hit anyways. So, not how we should have done that, but still probably going to be a win. Let's see how bad our casualties were. Doesn't look too terrible. We lose 2 Atavi archers, 6 marauders. Oof. We want those marauders. 2 marauder hunters. There were 8 heavy cav there, so not too terribly. Done for us is what it is. We require another 30 secrets. We're not generating secrets right now, so no big deal. What are we doing this turn? Well, we can see as our scout expands, we do have some candles over here, which is not surprising. But we do not yet know who these candles belong to. Presumably, there is someone right here. They could get here before we do. They could get there at the same time. So our plan is to move into Khorne. If they move here the same turn, then there could be a bump. There may be negotiations. We'll see, right? In the meantime, we are going to move our scout. We could just move right here and know who they are, right? But we want to know, we're going to find out who they are fairly shortly anyways. We want to know other information ASAP, so we're going to start moving our scout north along the throne line, which will, in theory, show us our northern neighbor and our northwestern neighbor, right? So we're going to do that. And then at the same time, we are going to combine forces onto Khorne. So we have our other Marauder Chieftain coming in with some Berserkers and a few more Marauders. We have now moved placement for the Archers and the Hunters way far forward, right? Hopefully that will mean that they will actually get hit by what seems to be a fair amount of heavy cav that are here. This is one of those moves that could go absolutely horribly for us. The vast majority of the forces that we have here are these Atavi archers. Not the vast majority, that's incorrect terminology. A large portion of the forces that we have here are these Atavi archers, which aren't especially good and are really mostly only here to be hit in the face. But if they can be hit in the face by, let's say, 20 knights, and they don't instantly rout and rout everyone else on the field because of an HP rout, then I think the Marauders actually do decent enough. These guys are pretty good, right? 20, well, not him. He's almost dead. 18. What else we got? 18, 20. These little Forsaken Marauders, 23 with the Trident and 13 magic with the Claw. So that's pretty decent. These Marauder Berserkers, 21, 21. So they're pretty solid. These Marauders with Halberds, 25. So they can chop through the heavy armor of the heavy cav pretty easily. It's just a matter of, if you send 40 Marauders against some heavy cav, if 20 of those Marauders die on the lance charge, it's not going to be good. So hopefully this will eat the lance charges for the most part, and we'll be able to pile through with a big enough force that we feel comfortable charging into Traveler's Rest and claiming that, and then probably moving southward, right? That's the intention. Aside from that, we are Thaumaturgy 2. We are only 36 points away on research speed 14. So we are going to fish for our first sorcerer. We want a fire random. So we have a 1 in 3 chance of getting a fire random. The other random does not matter as much. It's always going to be a 1. There are some decent combinations, but we're not super fucked up about it. We want the fire random, right? Is the concept. And in theory, we have, 2 turns before we have to have that fire random on board, or else we're not gonna hit the augury scale that we're aiming for, basically, right? We're also sneaking out our first cultist to go start site searching for things and just generally be out there. Maybe we go do some fun inquisitorial plays early on in the game. We'll see. More marauders, just pouring those out. We are getting another scout in Endless Plain. We want to see more of the map, and that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not really a whole lot else to discuss. We've gone over the thrones. We talked about the various pretenders. We haven't gained much more information. And that's pretty much all said and done. This province, and all the provinces around us, honestly, right? Like, it's such a different thing playing on maps like these, right? New maps or other generated maps outside of the base game, because these provinces are so significantly better than the base map provinces, which is awesome, but can be an issue at the same time, right? For example, if you're doing a lot of testing in new maps or generated maps versus the base game's maps, you can really not be getting the full story of what you might be able to accomplish. I did all of my testing in the base game maps, and part of the goal was to see how well Scales Tzeentch does at being able to mass produce the things we want to mass produce. And it did pretty well in the base game. I'm hoping, because of the significantly higher base income and populations that are in a map like this, that we are going to do exceedingly well at being tall, basically. I do not think that, we don't have any crazy expansion tricks, right? We could be buying 5 Chaos Knights or 10 Chaos Warriors and expanding with each one of those. That does work. There is attrition. These guys are pretty damn strong. 22 protection with a 19 protection kite shield on a 6 parry, so 15 to 21. Right? That is very strong. It really is. Less so on this because it's 12 to fucking 18. But that is very strong. However, I found often it's very difficult. Take a look at this, right? It's very difficult to get any sort of critical mass of Chaos Warriors, or heaven fucking forbid, Chaos Knights early on in the game versus Marauders. And I think Marauders are still quite good for what they do. That being said, we are probably going to try to switch over to something like Chaos Warriors or Chaos Knights in the next few turns. We'll probably spend 2 or 3 more turns shitting out Chaos Marauders, or or Marauder Berserkers. Those are, I think, a good alternative. But there is going to need to be a switch to Chaos Warriors. And then the concept of putting in trolls every once in a while, right? As we can afford it, because these guys are fucking expensive. To build up a base core of 10, 15 trolls, I think is pretty useful. But we got to be careful about that, because it's kind of wasting money if we're not actively using them. And actively using them without having a critical mass, I think, just gets them killed, and then you wasted that income. So, anyways, we have no neighbors, or have not learned any neighbors yet. We've got some issues, but I think overall, if we can make it to Traveler's Rest, it could be pretty good. So, fingers crossed. We'll see how that goes. That is going to be the end of this video. It's a short one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.